This is Avalanche coin 1 month overview reading for November 2022. It's currently October 18th, 2022, 6:58 p.m. Eastern Time. Current price of Avalanche coin is $15.87, according to CoinDesk. So the overall theme of behavior, guys, we have a big push to the upside, pushing the upper end of a range higher. This is the biggest bullish card, or the strongest bullish move card in the deck. It's crossed with a decline that increases with momentum moving forward in time, and that's actually a pretty strong decline card. So there's some like cross energies. It would make sense because we do have highest highs and lowest lows within close time proximity to each other, i.e. within like a week of each other, usually closer like within 3 days or even closer than that. But on like close time proximity on a 1 month, I'd say within a week. And then behavior around the highest highs, we're going to have strong moves out of a decline from the bottom of a range all the way to the top of a range, and into the top of a range will take us into the highest highs. Behavior around the lows, there's a prominent move higher on a 1 month chart. It'll stand out, but it's matched by an equal and opposite move back down, a full retracement back down. It'll really stand out on a 1 month chart. Alright, so on the first, we have erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level. There's a crest that we revisit on the first within a period of erratic behavior, and that crest was recently a past opportunity. By recently, I mean within a week or so. There's also a correlation to a big move higher, pushing the upper end of a range higher, and there's also a correlation to a decline that increases with momentum moving forward in time. My sense is that we probably push higher before the decline, being that we have on the second notable decline through multiple support levels. There's a swing trade opportunity on the second involving a decline that has a sharp dip within that period of decline. That sharp dip will stand out on a 1 day chart. On the third, we have sideways fluctuations with a bullish trend preceding a decline. I'm also advised that there's a failure soon. There's a swing trade opportunity in the midst of a decline where there's it looks like the Queen of Cups energy. There's either 3 separate trades, or this is one big decline here with a sharp dip. I think probably 3 separate declines, more on the scale of a 1 day chart. First on the second, the third, and the fourth. But they're on the scale of a 1 day chart with a sharp dip in them. And the overall behavior on the third is going to be sideways fluctuations with a bullish trend. So one of those fluctuations in there has a sharp decline, with a period of decline with a sharp drop in it. On the fourth, we have a U-shaped dip and a swing trade opportunity involved in a period of decline that has a sharp drop in it. It looks like there's a prominent lower crest here towards the end of the day on the fourth. It looks like we have a prominent high or crest. Sorry, we have a prominent low or trough here at the end of the fourth, around the fourth, fifth. We have a prominent crest or high here around the fifth, and then another prominent trough or low. It looks like on the sixth, followed by another prominent crest or high on the seventh. There's a lot going on there. Oof. We're range bound at the upper end of a range, it looks like, on the fifth. We may also be range bound at the bottom end of a range at the end of the fourth. It's hard to say, but we're range bound at the upper end of a range on the fifth. On the sixth, there's sideways rotation along key support. It looks like we have a notable drop there to a prominent low for the month. A lot of price movement. And then on the 7th, there may be quite a bit of price movement to the upside on the 7th, because we have a crest that we sell down to and through a support level from. When we're below that support level, and that's on the scale of a 1 month chart, we'll do a U-shaped reversal and come back and reuse it as support. A notable decline on the 8th. It'll stand out on a 1 month chart. I'm advised to be cautious. It looks like there's a trade opportunity towards the end of the day on the 8th. And then it looks like on the 9th, we have the possibility of another prominent low or trough here, but there's a big move out of that trough or low, almost an irrational move higher out of the low. There's 2 swing trade opportunities. I think one's probably takes place at the end of the day on the 8th. It's hard to determine which one. It's probably on the 8th. At the end of the day on the 8th, there's a sharp drop within a period of decline, and there's a swing trade opportunity there. There's a swing trade opportunity on the 9th in the midst of a rally higher that'll stand out on a 1-month chart. Rally continues into the 10th, it looks like, and we have a month's high, most likely the month's high. Well, excuse me, no, this is prominent high here on the 10th. Prominent high. A prominent high or crest, and there's a fast sudden move higher on the 10th. And then on the 11th, we have a breakdown to and through a support level. This is on the scale of a 1-month chart. We have a breakdown through a support level. We meet another support level, bounce along sideways along that support level, and then we break down through multiple support levels, it looks like, into the following day of the 12th. Yeah, there's a decline here on off of the high that we have on the 10th. There's a decline that's pretty strong through the 11th and 12th, correlating to the. Excuse me. So we have a decline from the 10th to the 12th. Prominent trough or low for the month on the 12th. And then there's quite a bit of rallying there out of the low. I think it's probably on the cusp there of the 11th, 12th. There's a ton of rallying there correlating to the Aeon card. It looks like we may push the upper end of a range higher there. We come to a peak on the 13th where we break through resistance, we stay above it briefly, and then we break back down through the same price level. There's a swing trade opportunity on the 13th as well, involving a decline on a 1-day chart with a sharp dip that'll stand out on a 1-day chart. Looks like a lot of price movement towards the end of the day on the 13th or around the 14th. There's a resistance level there that's highlighted, and then a sharp drop off of that resistance level on the 14th with multiple false bottoms. That's probably a prominent crest or peak there on the 13th, 14th as well. And then it looks like we have another prominent low for the month on the. Prominent low for the month on the 15th. And there's a rally that breaks down with a fast sudden move to the upside, followed by a decline through the diagonal trend line we were rallying across. And as we break down through that diagonal trend line, there's increasing volatility on the way down. We do push the upper end of a range higher on the 5th in the midst of that rally, and then it breaks down, possibly to a prominent low for the month as well. On the 16th, we have a swing trade opportunity involving a breakout on a 1-day chart, and there's a big move higher on the scale of a 1-month chart out of a day's low. There's an irrational move higher to reach for distant resistance on the scale of a 1-day chart, and a big move to the upside on the 16th. Looks like a rally commences on the scale of a 1-day chart, or of a 1-month chart on the 16th. And then on the 17th, there's a big move higher on the 17th. Oof. There's a big move higher on the 17th. It looks like possibly 3 crests on a 1-day chart for the 17th, and a swing trade opportunity in there involving a period of decline on a 1-day chart where there's a sharp dip within that period of decline. And that's on the scale of 1-day chart. On the scale of a 1-month chart, there's a significant support level highlighted here. It looks like we probably established a new support to the upside here. Towards the end of the day, and there's a prominent trough or crest, prominent high or crest on the end of the day of the 16th. There's 3 pokes through the same price level on the 18th, followed by a sharp drop off of that 3rd poke, and there's a swing trade opportunity in the midst of on the 18th involving a important resistance level highlighted on the scale of a 1-day chart. On the 19th, we may have another prominent crest here. But there's a strong decline on the 19th, and from a prominent crest, we would fall pretty strongly off of this prominent crest that we have early in the day there. It's either like we retest the highs on the 18th or we have a crest early on the 19th, but there's a notable decline there. It looks like probably more than one crypto into a prominent trough on the 20th. There's sideways fluidity on the 20th. Equal amounts of bulls and bears, inflow and outflow, back and forth, up and down, along. But like basically, we finished around the same price that we started. There's a fake out on the 21st. Where we have a move higher to reach a crest, a prominent crest for the month, followed by a decline, a notable decline to a prominent low. I think this low is probably lower than the trough that we see on the 20th. But that's after we push the upper end of a range higher on a scale of a 1 month chart there on the 20. This is the 22nd, excuse me, on the 22nd. And we decline from that upper end of a range down to a prominent trough for the month. That decline offers an opportunity to open up a long position. We have, in the face of seemingly overwhelming headwinds on the 23rd, we still move higher, possibly even breaking through a resistance level. On the 24th, we push the upper end of a range higher again. It looks like we retest probably the price level that we tested on the 22nd there. But we fail again and we break down through key support level on a 1 month chart. We reach on the 25th, we reach a resistance level, a prominent resistance level, and then we break down from that resistance level with consecutively lower spikes down on the way, or higher spikes down on the, oh my God. We hit a resistance level, prominent resistance level on a 1 month chart on the 25th. There's a prominent crest or high or peak, and then we fall from there with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. On the 26th, there's a rally that increases with the momentum moving forward in time. We may have a prominent high here. This may be the highest high here, around the 25th, 26th, 27th even, somewhere around there. But the 27th offers an opportunity in the midst of volatility to position oneself in for both directions. If you can short Avalanche, I'm not sure if you can, but if you can, then position yourself in both directions. Ooh, I left out. On the 25th, there's a breakout on a 1 day chart that offers a swing trade opportunity. On the 26th, there's a breakout on a 1 day chart that offers an opportunity, swing trade opportunity. And then on the 27th, there's a near overbought peak or crest that on a 1 day chart that offers an opportunity for a swing trade. On the 28th, we have a move higher that'll stand out on a 1 day chart. On the 29th, a failed attempt to break through key resistance on a 1 month chart, followed by a decline through a key support on a 1 month chart. And then on the 30th, we have a really improbable move higher. It's just like it'll stand out on a 1 month chart to the upside, kind of like unexpected move higher. And I'm advised to open up protection there or in the midst of that move higher. I know a lot going on there, guys, a lot going on, but there's the theme card is crossed with a sharp decline. The theme card is a big move higher, pushing the upper end of a range. So a lot of choppiness going on here. Overall, we should see a higher high here in Avalanche coin than we do in October. And the sneak preview card for the following month, it looks like we have a overbought crest or peak that we reach. Probably twice we reach it in December before falling. Looks like in January possibly. That's Avalanche coin for November 2022, my friends. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Most importantly, when you make that money from this reading, guys, follow that roll of karma. Pay a little bit of that forward. Somebody who's not expecting them. Make their day. Maybe don't even. If you can get away with them not even know you gave them money, awesome. That's like the best kind of good deed, right? And then that'll spread. That'll multiply times 3. And then on the back end, show some gratitude. Pay a little bit back to the channel for all the free work we do. We do a ton of hard work, guys, and there's a whole team that needs to be paid. Most importantly, guys, whatever you spend that money out of, make sure you spend it out of love. As long as you spend it out of love, the universe is going to send it back to you tenfold in all directions. I'll see you on the next one.